Good morning, disciples in Alabama, Northwest Florida. I am visiting with you briefly in this video because I have really missed the opportunity to be with you and to communicate in person with you. I know many of the clergy meetings that I enjoy attending have been canceled. Congregations are not gathering for worship. Regional meetings have basically shut down, and so I'm missing the personal contact with you. But I wanted to visit with you today and just let you know that I am proud of the way I see our congregations and our pastors and other leaders adapting and using the things available to them to try to keep their congregations together as communities of faith and reminding them of their mission to serve, even if it's in a different way, in this time of great anxiety and time of great need in our world. I know pastors have had to learn many new things. They've had to learn new technology, new ways of communicating the good news through worship and through sermons. They've had to make greater use of telephone and email and social media to connect with their members and let them know or to understand what their needs are and to try to minister to those needs. And I'm so grateful that we have such committed and creative leaders in our region. I know many of our congregations are anxious about how they can continue on during this time of not being able to gather together. I want to give you hope. I want to remind you that this is not the first time that the church has had to be the church without public gatherings. You may remember the stories of the earliest Christians, how they met in houses, and they would have faced great persecution and would have had some very negative consequences to have public worship during a time when Christianity was greatly persecuted by the authorities. And so they worshiped in houses and they were cloistered away. And we know that in Rome, they dug underground into the catacombs, the burial places, and they had worship there underneath so that their gatherings would not be seen. In many ways, the church today is not visible to folks who would drive by church parking lots. It looks like there is no church that's gathering, that's doing anything, and yet the church has gone underground in lots of ways. We are in our homes, we are in front of our computers, and yet we are still the church. Back in those earliest days when the church was gathered in, they had to gather because they had some wonderful good news that had transformed their lives, and they had been given the mandate to transform the world by sharing that good news. They had hope. They knew that in the midst of the persecution that surrounded them, of the need that surrounded them, they knew that by banding together, by sharing all things together, by praying together, and by seeking to commune together and feel God's presence in their midst, they knew that God was still in control and had a mission for them. We today can be confident that God is active in the middle of what we are going through. God is working with us. God is producing in us new things. And I think we can become stronger as a church and as a people as we get through this time together. Of course, I join you in praying for all of those who are impacted by the coronavirus. They or their loved ones who are going through times of grief and suffering. Our heart goes out to them. Our prayers for them continue. We pray for the healthcare industry, for the hospitals, the doctors, the nurses, all of those who are first responders in caring for those who are suffering during this time. as the numbers grow, the alarm grows in us that this is becoming more and more the reality for more and more of our people in this country and around the world. And our prayers go out for them. We want to let you know that even though we are not able to be with you in physical gatherings, your region is still at work. This regional office where I'm recording this video is, we are staffing it every day. We are not all here at the same time. We're trying to abide and set a good example. So the days that I am here, our administrative assistant, Susan Henderson, is typically not here. And when she is here, I am working from home, but we are available by email, by cell phone, and we want to be able to assure you that anything you're needing from the region during this time, we want to provide. Before I end this video, I want to give you some practical news, and I want you to take note. I'm sure you have probably heard that the Regional Assembly that was set for April 24th through 26th has been moved to September the 18th through the 20th. We are excited that most of everything we had planned for April is going to be available to us in September. The hotel blocks, the speakers, the schedule, the locations for the meals, all is going to be able to be done in September as we would have done it in April. Many of you are asking about camp. Our camp, our traditional camps are in June, which forces us to make a tough decision. We are going to cancel the June dates for camp, and we're going to offer camp to the children and youth of our region from July 31st, which is a Friday, beginning at 7 o'clock, July 31st, until August the 3rd, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now that's a Friday through a Monday. You'll be hearing more about this. We are going to have the camp financial aid application season is going to be moved to later, more like in May and the very first part of June. And the camp applications will be received probably in June and July, but we will start camp on July 31st, Friday evening at 7 o'clock, and go until Monday, August the 3rd. Nisha Warbington, our youth ministries staff person, is working with her outdoor ministries committee to put the plans in place. We're going to have to adapt. We will have to consolidate our CYF and Cairo camp into one camp this year, but we will have junior camp and we will have just Discovery and Genesis camp all at the same time. You'll be hearing about other cancellations. To the appropriate groups will be receiving communication about things that need to be postponed or canceled. So we're in a difficult time. We're in a time where things are changing day by day, but I want you to know that God is with us. God is working in you, and God is working in me. And I ask for you to continue to care for one another, be kind to one another, reach out wherever you have an opportunity to do so. And remember that what makes the church is not that we gather in a building, but that we represent Jesus Christ and the love of God in this world, wherever we are, through whatever we say and do. So continue to be the church. I am proud of you, and I'm thankful for you. God bless you.